Starfleet Underground. Every week, we'll take a look at the latest Star Trek news and then check out a current or classic episode of Star Trek.
The starship's Titan computer security seems to hate Boimler, and Tom Paris almost kills him, then beats him up. Also, Shaxs is back. It's time for a girls' trip. Girls' trip. Tendi has a dark side she's not proud of. And Mariner's into bad boys, bad girls, bad gender non-binary babes, bad bynars, Ruthless Alien Masterminds.
I say this has been a very, very busy week, and we got to do something for Pat. He looks frazzled. Oh, the light's on. Thanks, Dot. You've been very, very cool lately. You've been a real good companion. Thank you. Welcome aboard, everybody, for another episode of Starfleet Underground. I'm here, if you don't know who we are by now, which means you just discovered us, and I have one question. What took you so long to discover us? Huh? I'm sorry, I just don't know. And if you're a kid,
just welcome. It's okay. Welcome to the show.
I just want to know what took them so long to find us. I mean, what the hell?
I blame Section 31.
It's possible because some of our stuff is rather raunchy, which reminds me that we are not a podcast if you're under age of 18. Just get out. Have you left yet?
Do not listen. You will have nightmares.
We don't even recommend parental guidance. Just get out.
No, just leave. Some of the stuff we say even make me blush, okay? And that's rather difficult. So, but I am here on board.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, you please do, because I know who you was going on that one. My name is Nathan Adams, and I'm here with our full crew. We have our computer scientist. I take that back. We have our regular scientist. Our computer guy. I was merging the two, but we do have our scientist.
It wasn't a transporter accident.
Yes.
Do I need to get you some coffee, Captain?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll be right on that.
Thank you.
So, hi, I'm Heather. I'm the science officer. I am not the computer person. That's Patrick. I am the coffee person. So, I'll be right there.
Yes, thank you. And we have our computer person.
I'm Patrick. I'm the computer guy. I'm also the foreign species liaison and number one. And why do you never introduce me as number one and always the computer guy?
Okay, I'll add that to my list. I apologize. You are my number one.
Exactly. So I'm reduced to being a lowly computer guy.
No, you're my number one.
Aww.
And
so sweet.
And we have our illustrious engineer.
He's very tall in person, that number one.
Yes, he is, just like the other number one.
Hi, guys. I'm Rocky. I'm the engineer of the show and the ship, and I like to push buttons and say hello to my friend Dot.
Hey, Dot.
Dot's been going really good. Oh, my God. Hold on, Heather. Oh, I forgot to put pants on. I knew you were coming in. Wait. Fuck. Okay.
Oh, what a sight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the coffee, and you can go now. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, damn it.
Those doors open for everybody. They don't give any warning.
Yeah, I noticed. Well, this coffee is good, but oh my God.
Maybe we need to install some doorbells on here.
I need to put some sort of proximity alert. Wow. That was a wake up. Well, thanks for the coffee. And it is quite tasty. Today's show is being brought to you by Section 31, as well as our Patreon supporters. So thank you so much for being on Patreon. And as always, you help to keep our Tribbles neutered and spayed, as well as put their trips out. And for our drone photographer for our intimate moments that we have. And you may or may not see a picture of what happened just now. There's going to be on Patreon. So there's that.
The show is pants optional.
Yeah, but not when the crew comes in.
The show might be, the ship's not.
No, they'll also have to change our name. Okay, corrections. What do we got for corrections there?
Let me check here. Subspace was a little slow this morning. I don't know why, but it was. And nope, nothing. We're good.
Flawless victory. Nice. Okay. News of the week other than Heather walking in on me without pants. So what do you got for us, Heather?
Now I need to wash out my eyes.
Hey, you're not the one that saw it.
Oh, wow. I'm reduced to an it. Oh, my God.
No. Okay, so this week's news, the Orville has wrapped production on a long-awaited season 3. They were halfway through filming season 3 when COVID first hit, and the producer assured fans on Twitter that each episode in the 3rd season will be 15 minutes longer than the previous episodes. And if you guys can't wait, if you need some good old Orville now, Dark Horse Comics has released New Beginnings and Launch Day from the Orville writer David Goodman. So this is like a season 1.5 and a season 2.5 where it sort of like connects the 2 seasons together. So hopefully, if you want something to read, go check it out. And that hopefully will get your Orville kick like taken care of.
Outstanding. I do like that show.
Yeah, me too. Unfortunately, there's no word yet as to when season 3 is expected to air.
I think for those of you that don't have it, prep for it now. I think it's going to be airing on Hulu. So if you don't have Hulu, this is a good time to get your coins stacked. So this way you can go ahead and do the subscription to the service in order to enjoy the show.
I'm really excited about this because it sounds like the first couple seasons on Fox, they were working within limitations of Fox. And it sounded like it kind of ruffled some feathers. And season 3, that extra 15 minutes, it sounds like they get to stretch out the way they want to stretch out and do what they want in the show within a certain time allotted, but more time than they had before. So this should be cool.
And to also, they don't have to fight, like you stated, with the censors as much as they did.
And the censors will be working better, right?
Yeah, the censors.
Censor joke, sorry.
So what do you got, Patrick? Are your eyes washed out enough that you can go on the news?
Yep. So Star Trek Prodigy has named its 2 new villains. Woohoo!
Who are they?
John Noble and Jimmy Simpson.
Get out!
John Noble, you may remember, was Denethor in Lord of the Rings. He was the 26th ruling steward of Gondor and committed suicide by jumping off the tower at Minas Tirith. And Fringe, of course. Yes.
Oh my God, Fringe.
Yes, Fringe. He was also in Fringe. Jimmy Simpson. Hold on. So John Noble is playing the character, the Diviner, a ruthless tyrant who controls the asteroids of Tars Lamora. And then Jimmy Simpson, who you would recognize from Black Mirror, the USS Callister, and also from
Westworld.
Westworld.
Oh yeah.
He is voicing Dreadnought, the Diviner's deadly robotic enforcer. He's heartless and cold. His sole purpose is to keep the Diviner on task and ensure that the protostar is found.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
John Noble also was in Sleepy Hollow, if anybody used to watch that show.
Oh, yeah.
So
I freaking love him. He's so good.
Yeah.
And the other piece of news is, if you remember that Star Trek used to have an official magazine that apparently died at some point. Well, it's being relaunched in the fall as Star Trek Explorer.
Not a magazine, though, right? Like, please tell me it's not paper.
I was going to say, is this actual, trees beaten into pulp and then put ink onto? And
is it a new website? Is it like with articles? Is that what it is?
Is there an app?
Well, no, it looks like
it's just some paper.
Oh my God, is it an actual magazine?
You have confused
I believe it is.
one.
Oh my God.
It's going to be released quarterly, apparently. And
when's the first issue?
It doesn't say.
When's the first issue? Don't make dot. When is the first issue of Explorer, please? Thank you. It's going to be November 1st.
Well, screw you. No. It's actually, no, you're wrong. Dot's wrong because it says the first issue will arrive at magazine retailers and comic stores beginning November 2nd, 2021.
Oh.
So that means they've had to print it on the 1st. So technically the dot was correct.
They would have to have printed it way before the 1st, you moron.
Oh, well, the dot just said you're the moron because you didn't know. Don't fight between you two guys, okay?
I hadn't finished reading the article, okay?
All right, go ahead.
I'm done.
Oh, now he's done. Sure.
Well,
those were my news stories.
Thank you very much, number one. And Rocky, what do you got for us?
I heard this thing is happening next week. It's, is it next week? September 8th. And September 8th is a Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. It's called Star Trek Day. It's a live stream.
What?
And you can find it at startrek.com/day.
Nice.
This
Wow.
is going to be live from the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles, California. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. And hosted by Will Wheaton and Micah Burton. They're doing the live. It's
Do you mean Misha Barton?
oh Jesus! Sorry about that. Copy and pasted badly, or just read it wrong.
I don't think there's a Micah Barton. I think there's a Misha Barton. But
sorry, I don't know her.
Okay.
But she's wonderful because she's the daughter of LeVar.
Then maybe it's not Misha.
Well, I think that's who she is. You know what? I might be assuming things that aren't correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to live corrections on our show.
And the dot's
First
not
time
helping me
ever.
this time.
I noticed.
And I butcher all names, so I'm no help there.
Anyway, names may be changed to protect the innocent, but it's going to be live back-to-back and in person conversations with cast members and creative minds from the Star Trek universe. And there's so much Star Trek bottled up, ready to explode. And this is going to relieve a little bit of the pressure, I believe, coming up.
And you're right. It's Mika Burton. I thought you said Mika Barton. So I was thinking it was Misha Barton. So my mistake. But it's Mika Burton.
Live corrections on the fly. I love it. I do too, Dot. You have any more news, Rocky?
Oh, we could talk about what's happening with Netflix.
Don't. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear
It's
it.
very scary. And the most scary part of this is we don't know where the shows are going to end up after officially. Officially, you would assume Paramount Plus would just, flip the switch and have the shows right there. But I guess in September, there are all 3 seasons of Star Trek: The Original Series, all 7 seasons of Star Trek Voyager, and all 4 seasons of Star Trek Enterprise will just kind of disappear from Netflix. And we don't have any word on Next Generation or Deep Space Nine yet.
Well, that makes Heather happy because that means Enterprise.
Darn. Guess we can't continue Enterprise.
You can if it ends up on Paramount Plus, we assume.
It is on Paramount Plus because that's where I watch it.
Well, if it's already on Paramount Plus, then that should be, So,
Darn it. Well, I have Paramount Plus, so.
Yeah, it's fun getting it from the official feed.
I think that's why they did that, because they want everyone to go to Paramount Plus and not have any other outlet to get their Trek fix.
And it makes sense. I mean,
it does.
That's where it should be living.
And the original series is also on Paramount Plus, and so is TNG, if I'm not mistaken. So I think all Star Trek is on Paramount Plus,
including the animated series. So they've loaded up on everything.
Yeah. So if you're freaking out over Netflix, you can still use it to watch many other wonderful TV shows.
If you really want to freak out, you should watch Brand New Cherry Flavor.
Okay.
Your face is wet?
It's a really freaky horror movie where a woman can throw up live kittens.
Whoa.
Ew. Okay, going back to Paramount Plus, if you go into Paramount Plus and the tab section, they actually have a Star Trek tab.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, because they have so many other, there are shows from CBS on there and movies from Paramount, and but we're there for the Star Trek, right?
And we watch a lot of Star
later
Trek.
delete that thing about barfing up kittens later.
Yikes. Speaking of barfing up kittens, Shatner has a brand new album that's out, and there are official music videos available on YouTube, is under the official Shatner YouTube thing, or you can just go to www.billthealbum.com.
Oh, wait, you mean it's not lotsofhotair.com?
It's, and I have to warn you, this is country music flavored.
So he's actually singing?
Oh, so it's
not like
lots of hot air, y'all.
And I also have to warn you that it is not necessarily Bill singing. It's his doing his word thing, his poetry
because he
reading.
doesn't sing.
And which is cool because, was it Bill Paisley? Bill Paisley? Brad Paisley. Thank you. You even know the country music better than I do. That's not a cheap country music artist. That's like one of the top country music artists right now.
Yes, he is.
So it's actually good stuff.
How do you do country style with spoken word?
I don't know, but Shatner does.
You have a lot of harpsichord and fiddle and banjo.
It was actually kind of cool. There was 2 songs that I checked out, and one was kind of heart-wrenching story, kind of from Bill's point of view of him having been on the show Star Trek and it was canceled. And then he was out on the road, you know, he was living out of his pickup. And meanwhile, there are people landing on the moon who he had met the year before. So that just kind of like blew my mind just a little bit. I was like, whoa, Shatner went through some real shit back in the day. And then there's another cool song about him feeling guilty of stuff. You know, country music is an interesting genre on its own. And then when you mix a little Shatner into it, it's a whole nother thing.
It's a shitstorm. I mean, a shatstorm.
That's better.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
I actually think that he's a golem because he's like 90 and he's still moving 1,000 miles an hour.
If he were a golem, he'd still be, you know, thin like he was in the 60s.
Oh, you got a point.
Yeah. So he's real. He's a human.
He's a golem in disguise.
Maybe whoever made the golem had a sick sense of humor and like purposely made him old.
Who knows? But
you will have to live in an old body forever.
Shatner is a modern day legend. As far as I'm concerned. I mean, you can talk about Shatner the man, but the character Star Trek's Captain Kirk is a whole nother level.
Yes, we can agree on that.
Well, this is true.
And you know how hard it was to try not to speak Shatner-esque with the pausing? I was just trying, it subliminally came in there. I'm trying to say all these things and not pause dramatically.
Why would you want to do that?
Exactly.
Because it's dramatic.
Dun, dun, dun. This is how I act.
I really don't know.
Okay,
how he does it.
Everybody's still listening. You haven't clicked next
They all
yet.
left.
All right.
They all left.
Everybody click next. I'm sorry.
They're like, and scene.
And see.
That's my news. You can carry on with what you've got, sir.
Okay, and we have a message from the Shat himself.
Shut that. I love ship.
So he loves our ship.
What the hell was that?
I thought he was going to say something like, you know, like shut the fuck up or something. Shut the fuck up.
Well, he really loves our ship, so, which I think is really great. Do you really love this ship, Shatner? Do you?
Shut that. I love this ship.
So there you go, an official endorsement from Shat himself. Now we're going to move on to my news. For those of you that have been waiting with bated breath to find out when Discovery is coming back on, they wrapped season 4. So it's a final wrap. They're all done.
Yay.
So we'll be seeing it on the screen soon. And those of you that never been on a starship, I'm going to tell you, it's not like it's on TV. We have moments of pure terror and excitement followed by long, boring time just traveling
Lots
to
of
get from one
time.
point to another.
Yeah, they never show the boring times. They always show like the
No.
exciting times, but never like the, you know.
They never show like Patrick wandering the halls in his robe, you know, going from the galley
I
back to
wouldn't
his
show that
quarters.
either.
Well, you got a point.
Excuse me?
You got a point. You know, they don't show when Rocky does it and he leaves a trail behind him like a snail because he's like really endowed. And so it's like, if he doesn't pick it up and put it in its harness, and it's like, and then if we have a cat on board, it bounces around trying to chase it. So it's definitely interesting. And that's right, Doc. And the Doc is behind cleaning it up, and sometimes it will carry it for him like training wheels. So that's interesting. But
That's on a different channel.
That's back on. Oh yeah, and yeah, the Tribbles like it as well. I'm sorry, I forgot you guys. Little bit of sad news. Well, not a little bit. It's a lot of bit sad news. This is the licensing executive, Bill Burke, has passed away. He was 55, so he was an extremely young man, and he unexpectedly passed. He worked for 14 years as a licensing and marketing executive for the CBS brand and as vice president of marketing for CBS Consumer Products. He oversaw all of the fun stuff on our franchise that you saw, as well as other things like Thomas the Tank Engine, Bob the Builder, and the one show that everyone loves to hate is Barney.
Ugh.
So
I love you.
Vomit.
You love. Oh wait, that's a different one.
No, that's the one.
Oh, that is the
Yeah,
one.
That's
Oh,
Barney.
okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Except
So-
the voice was a little stupider sounding.
I try to make that sound stupid.
Me.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So there was actually a game where you could shoot him, which was quite funny. He comes out singing his song and you could fire stuff at him.
Do you guys remember? I think it was a Robin Williams movie where he played like a purple character. It wasn't Barney,
It wasn't,
but it was
but it was Barney.
But it was Barney. It was totally Barney.
Well, Ed, that's it for our news segment. So that means...
You know what? I'm still doing research on this, but when I was at the convention a couple of weeks ago, the Tribbles were definitely there in full force, and they actually have a video game.
I forgot about that. That's
have
right.
a friggin' video game, and I got it. I downloaded it on my iPad. It's available for iPad. It's available for Android, and they were working on Steam when I was talking to the guy.
How fun was it?
It was kind of cute. It was kind of a little jump around. It requires game skills. So you got to have the Twitch skills to tap on the screens in the right directions and places. But it is called Tribbles.
Oh my God, I gotta look that up.
It's awesome because you tap the Tribble and you can bounce them off the walls, and you make them avoid little fire pits and stuff. And if you don't, it screams, and if not, it's purring. It's really cute. It was kind of cool.
That explains why the Tribbles have been really quiet the last couple of weeks. They've been fucking working with game developers. Oh my God. Heather, what have you done to them that made them so intelligent? Before they used to just walk around going food, food, food. Now they're walking around going royalties.
I swear to God, I did not go to that seminar with Edward. I did not talk to him. I didn't do anything like that. I don't know what you're talking about.
So Edward's doing seminars now. So he survived that whole ordeal and he's doing seminars.
Zoom seminars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, at least it's not that. I can just see a TED Talk with all you hear TED Talk for the full hour.
By the end of the TED Talk, there were more Tribbles than had begin with.
Seriously. Okay, now we can move on to get ready. Well, who was supposed to do the recap? Is it back to you, Heather?
Yep.
Outstanding.
Cool.
For all of you that love listening to Heather, she is now back on the recap today. So,
well, thank you. Although I don't know, Patrick did such a good job. Maybe we should alternate.
I was thinking about that. Make him our new number one.
Ooh.
I've been number one, you moron.
I'm talking about to do the recap.
So this week's episode is Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 2, Episode 3. We'll always have Tom Paris, not to be confused with the Next Generation Season 1, Episode 24, We'll Always Have Paris. This first aired August 26, 2021. Teaser, The Comebacks. Boimler is back, baby, but because of Titan security, the ship does not recognize him. Therefore, the replicator refuses to give him any food, trying to starve him to death and pissing off the fellow co-workers who are waiting in line behind him in the process. Tendi discusses her recent lack of promotion, and Rutherford points out that unlike Ensign Etchler, she didn't just save the captain from certain death. Tendi rushes off to go impress Tiana, and Mariner joins the group. Rutherford, however, is shocked to hear Shaxs' voice ordering a hot dog from the replicator. Perplexed and in a mental stupor, Rutherford is sure Shaxs died. But unfazed, Mariner points out that the bridge crew always seems to be coming back to life, and it's best not to think about it.
Shaxs is back. Back again.
Here comes Shaq.
Shaxs
Tell
is
a
back.
friend.
Yeah, that's right.
There is
Shaxs is
Shaq. There
back.
is Shaq. There is Shaq. There is Shaq.
Were you guys waiting that entire time to do that?
No, it just came to me, actually.
Bridge crew always comes back.
That was funny.
I thought that was awesome. We were wondering why the guy's name was on the opening credits still this entire time.
Yeah.
He's back.
That's
Well, you know what's
why.
funny is I was completely unfazed when I saw him. I was like, uh-huh. Like,
Yeah.
You're like,
Is that no big deal?
yeah, like, oh, Shaxs is back. Okay.
You weren't
Like,
freaking
like-
out? What about
I didn't freak out until Rutherford freaked out. I'm like, oh, that's right. He fucking died.
Well, it wasn't the spicy kiwi ketchup that set you off?
No.
Oh my God.
It was the bonsai tree that Boimler had for dinner.
That was so funny.
That was, just give me something.
Anything.
Gives him a fucking bonsai tree.
Hysterical. You
I
would
swear
never
to
think
God.
there'd be a line at a fucking replicator. I mean,
And boy, Jennifer is really a bitch about it. She's hurry up.
Yep, she
it was
is.
hysterical. It's like, oh my God.
The ship is trying to kill him. Like everything. Like he's trying to starve him to death. Other stuff in the future. I mean, the ship's trying to freaking kill him in this episode.
Well, he's got the security protocols have been tightened, so he can't. His access, it's not working. It hasn't updated yet, so he may have a new password, but it's not working because the friggin' server didn't get the copy or something.
No, it's probably
Dave.
it's probably
I don't
like
recognize you today.
no, it's probably like, okay, I already have a Boimler in my system. What the fuck? It's the exact biometrics. No, there's got to be an error.
Yeah, he
the
transferred.
real one is on the Titan. So
Yeah.
The real one's
don't
still on the
exist.
Titan.
No. The real one's on the Cerritos. The
copy is
copies on the Titan.
Clone stayed on the Titan.
But,
So
but,
that
you know,
was-
a clone copy. You know, it's already there. It's in the. I mean, the system's like not just Starship, but the whole Starfleet computer system knows Boimler's on the Titan.
Even fucking Mariner is like, yeah, he's back. So what? They always come back. It's like,
Right? And she's like, are we gonna do sci-fi stuff today?
Yeah, we're doing sci-fi stuff today.
Hey, what's that?
Sci-fi. Now, do you guys know the reference where the updated security system is responsible for locking people out? Do you know what episode that
I remember
is?
a wonderful episode of Star Trek DS9 where the Cardassian computer just fucking flipped the lid
that's
and reset
right.
itself back to version 1 or whatever. And Chief was locked out of it. And it's calling up Cardassian security saying there are people taking over the station. It was fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
Even Golta Cott was like, I got this curious call from the station computer asking for help.
I think that episode was called Inquisition. Is that correct?
I don't remember which episode, but it was so good.
Yeah. And then there's also a Voyager one too, Counterpoint,
oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Point, counterpoint.
where they were confined to their quarters and they couldn't use the replicator. They couldn't do anything.
There's been a lot of those little episodes. There was one when Torres, Biana, was in a missile and she was trying to make the
Lana.
computer to work. Biana, that's what I said. I'm trying to make it work.
You said Biana. It's Balana.
Blana.
Lana.
There's an apostrophe in there.
Yeah,
It's
well,
B apostrophe ELA.
okay. And we see that Tendi's all freaked out because she wants to be the alpha geek and other people are getting promoted and doing more work than her.
Yeah, she's trying to step it up, kiss a
Yeah.
little bit of ass, even if it's a furry cat.
And
She's trying to
Oh my-
get promoted.
But when you kiss furry cat ass, you're always going to get hair on your teeth.
Hairball.
That is just, she's like, I want to do it. I want it. And so I think that's kind of funny. Meanwhile, Rutherford is just freaked the fuck out, which I think is funny.
I don't blame him. I'm like, wait a
No.
second, he's dead.
You know,
I know
come
for a fact the
back?
only reason I am here is because he gave his life
he's
for me.
like, I don't have all my memories, but he died saving me.
But I know I remember that.
So that was pretty cool.
I loved
Or-
all the references of like, oh yeah, people are always coming back. And they list like
Yeah.
7 million reasons
And,
Like,
and
no
in Star
big
Trek
deal.
history.
yeah,
Oh,
nobody.
wait, that's the next section.
Is that next
Okay.
section? Sorry.
Next section.
Okay, moving on. So, Act 1. What happens in Qualor II? Storyline A. Tiana is jonesing like a Vulcan on Ponfar and asks the lowest ranking officer who will ask the fewest questions to go pick up a family heirloom. Tendi happily accepts the mission and asks Mariner to be her number 1. Down for the girls' trip, they start seeing the sights and the sounds of Qualor II, and as they get to know each other and slurp on their Slurpees, they have their fun and then pick up the package and take it to their ship. Mariner is internally fighting intense anticipation as she has her Somerset moment and exclaims, "What's in the box?" Oh, it's Tiana's extremely old and very used
It's
sex
my
doll.
dick.
Well, nobody wants to touch that shit, and the statue falls to the ground with the top of its head snapping off to Tendi's horror. Storyline B, Boimler is excited to meet Tom Paris and have him sign his collector's plate, but getting up to the bridge can be a challenge when the turbolift doors are actively trying to crush him. Boim decides to go a different path via the Jeffrey tubes.
I love boy.
In storyline C, Rutherford is determined to find out how Shaxs comes back from the dead, so he decides to get it straight from the horse's mouth, even though he is continuously advised against it.
That was kind of funny. First off, to see her freaking, it's like, oh my God, does the doctor has fleas? She's just
I like, she's got to get a cat collar. I know you got to get the kind of cat collar that helps with the fleas.
Seriously, she was really freaking out. And I thought that was kind of funny. And so it's just like, wow. And then poor Boimler, he can't get nothing to work, but he's got a collector's plate, a box full of them.
Oh yeah, he's got almost the whole collection signed. That's awesome.
He is a certified Star Trek nerd. He's got fucking plates for Voyager, for Tom Paris, for Geordi, for, you know, he's working it.
I mean, there's levels of geek. He's up there.
It really looks like he went to STLV and went to the exhibit room and bought it directly from there.
He did. You mean you didn't see him when you were there?
Oh, I missed it. Damn.
Oh, yeah, he was.
There's so many plates.
He had all the plates and a safety box. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was really funny.
But he's having issues with the doors. I mean, I literally wrote down Boimler getting doored in the ass because that's kind of what happened.
And he still has this thing against Jet because Jet's like, hey, dude, you know, you can't get through the doors. I can like open them for you. Fuck you, no.
Carry you across like a bride.
Carry you across like, yeah, that was hilarious.
I thought that was really nice of Jet.
Me too. I would have been like, sure, thank you.
Yeah, it was really nice, but at the same time, it was like, ha, fuck you, bitch.
I mean, can you imagine Jet walking out of the turbo lift onto the bridge carrying Boimler? That's just not right.
Aww.
And
I need a picture of that.
Always love you.
Yeah, don't do that again, Captain.
So that was from The Bodyguard, where Kevin Costner was carrying Whitney Houston in his arms, and they across the thing. So
I love when Boimler's all, you know, say, I'm gonna get Tom Paris to sign my plate, and Mander's like, is he still a salamander? And he's like, no, that's not. It was a celerity induced accelerated somatic mutation rate. He's fine now.
That was so awesome. They mentioned threshold.
When you go warp 10, you just can't come back from that the same person.
Nope.
That was funny.
This is the second time they mentioned threshold too. The first time was in Much Ado About Boimler when they showed the salamander en route to the farm.
Yes.
That was pretty funny.
Do you guys call it Star Trek Voy? Do you call it Voy?
No.
Well, Voy.
When you're doing the like when you're making a post on social media, you do ST colon
that's true.
Voy.
That's true. In my family household, we had always called it Voyager because Voyager sounds like Voyager, which in Star Trek: The Motion Picture was the name of the probe Voyager, but they called it Voyager because the O was scratched off.
That's also the name of my probe.
I did not want to know that.
Oh my God.
I got you guys.
Anytime Patrick says, hey, you want to come back to my place and check out Voyager? Oh my God.
I got you guys.
It's not what you think.
That's good.
No, I'm sorry. No.
He gets high fives for that one. That was pretty good.
Let's. Yeah, no, let's.
Hey, girls trip.
God. Okay,
girls trip.
We're going to switch to.
I love
from
the
that
girls
image
trip.
to slushies. They're having slushies.
Yes.
Slushies is still a thing, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, and they go to a guy and they have to get a secret passphrase in order to get her box with the item.
You have to have a secret passphrase to get into my box.
So, you're on a roll today. Oh my God.
Secret phrases. You want to do it?
And
no, it's hello.
and what's the name? And let's get Patrick off that tangent. What was the name of the punk rock, the Klingon acid punk rock group?
Giktal.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
That was the song.
Oh, that was the song. Okay, so
Gritcore
Pieces. What the hell did I write?
Yeah, I think the song was Giktal, and then the group was named after that. I don't remember what it was though, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, Klingon acid punk. Who would have thought?
You would think that would be pretty. Yeah, Klingons would not do like soft rock.
No, but Klingons
all.
do opera. Worf like Klingon opera.
You wouldn't hear them listening to Christopher Cross.
No, no, they would be
not an original Klingon. At least
they would
or
not
Smokey
do Michael
Robinson
or Michael Bublé.
Yeah, Harry Connick Jr. None of that. No,
they wouldn't do. No, everything they would have would be screaming, yelling, and quite frightening. They would be
Except
like
Worf.
Rams. They would be like Ramstein. Du hast me.
I like Rammstein.
You ever
So
read the
do I.
translations to the lyrics?
Yeah, he hates me,
Yeah.
which is a Klingon thing too. So
Yeah,
that worked.
It's true.
But it was funny. And then, okay, curiosity got the cat. You would figure Tendi knew better. I don't want to look in the box. I just want to bring him back. And Mariner's like, we should see it. We got to take a look.
Girls peak.
I know. And then they see a blow up doll. Well, basically made out of porcelain. What was it made out of?
Yes.
Wood?
It was a sex
The
doll.
Caitian libido post.
It was, and she's like, you look at all the scratches. Can you imagine? Then they realize what must have been done on it. And they're like,
Oh.
ew.
Yeah. Like, ew, you're touching
I
it.
can't believe you're touching that. Jeez.
Ew.
You're touching my probe.
Oh no. And then they break it. What the fuck? How do you explain to somebody I was fondling your sex doll and
Why
broke
is it so fragile? I mean, you would think those things would be built to last the generations, right? I mean,
That's what I was
people
thinking.
give that thing a hard ride, right?
Well, if you look at it, I mean, those scratches were pretty old and pretty deep. So, I mean, that thing had been used for quite some time. So it was probably just at the breaking point.
Of all the things that come off was the head first. That blew my
They
mind.
broke the head.
Oh, so they got some head on the shuttle.
Yeah, head was bent.
It was bad. That was so bad. I was like, what the fuck are they going to do now?
I just,
It's like-
you think about the girls' peak. I mean, is that really a thing? And I'm like, you know what? From what I was told from a friend, she would be the kind of person that would open up the Christmas presents
Huh.
with no one knowing. And then she would peek and know everything and then put them all back together. And nobody noticed. And I'm like, you're a special kind of crazy to want to do that. But
Yeah, that's not a girl's peak. That's a person thing. That's like a personal.
that was weird. So, yeah, I mean, I remember looking at one present once by accident, and I just was like, it spoiled the surprise. And I'm like, oh, man, you ruined the entire Christmas because of that.
Especially if you're a bad actor, too.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
I can't, I'm horrible. You can't lie, can't act. But the girls are, nothing but trouble, right?
Yeah, well, it was definitely.
Excuse me?
Well, at least Mariner.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really.
I didn't say it was bad trouble. It was good trouble.
I guess we can get into good trouble and go to the next section here.
Wait, before we go to the next section.
Of course.
Okay, so Mariner and Boimler are telling Shaxs about all the different ways that they could come back to life, and they named so freaking many ways.
That's right.
And I had to talk about this.
That's right. Thank
So
you.
you have a transporter buffer thing. Tell me if you can name the person or the episode or anything like that. Transporter buffer thing.
That was Riker.
Nope.
Oh, then you're talking about Scotty.
Yes, in the Next Generation's
Yep.
relics.
There you go. Yeah.
And then a restored Katra.
that was Spock.
Yes, very good. And that was from The Forge. A mirror universe switcheroo.
That
That
was
never happens.
Yeah, it did. That was in that was in Star Trek, the original series, where they had all of them come back. Or you're talking about the one
Deep Space Nine, Through the Looking Glass, and also Giorgio and Discovery, The Wolf
I
Inside.
was going to say, we just kind of watched a whole season
with
of
Discovery.
Yep.
And then the other one was a future son from an alternate timeline.
that was Spock, wasn't it?
No.
In the yesterday's Enterprise.
Deep Space Nine, it was Jake saves his father.
Oh,
Ben,
that's right.
The
Oh my
visitor.
God, that's what the hell, Patrick?
Now,
are
how about the Borg rebuilt him?
Right. He was like, no, the Borg rebuilt me. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Borg rebuilt me. Mirror, mirror, mirror.
That was from Neelix when he saved Seven's nanoprobes in Voyager's mortal coil. And then the next one is maybe he got Genesis deviced.
Oh yeah, that was definitely Search for
that
Spock.
was Spock.
Yes.
Or time ribboned.
Or the
Time
Wrath
Ribbon.
of Khan,
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
The time ribbon thing was hilarious.
Yeah. Next in Time Ribbon, same thing.
And then Mariner's like, maybe you got in the Nexus. And he's like, Nexus, time ribbon, same thing.
yeah.
That was
Yay.
pretty wild. Thank you. I forgot about that spot. That you brought up a very cool moment in that.
And that
second.
happened really, really quick. I mean, I watched it
Yeah.
twice, and the second time with subtitles, and I missed some of them. And I looking back at the Memory Alpha and like, oh my God, I missed that one too. It was they're so fast in the show. You got to keep up.
Yeah.
This show is made for reviewing.
Yeah,
Definitely. Definitely. Next section.
Captain. So Act 2. A Pirate's Life. Storyline A. Mariner consoles Tendi over the broken statue, explaining that she knows a guy who could fix anything, which he can for 50 strips of latinum. Mariner agrees, thinking she can hustle a couple of Nausicaans at a game of Dom-jot. The game goes a little too well, and completely enraged, the Nausicaans smash the sex doll's head into little pieces and chase them away. Back on the shuttlecraft, Tendi has the bright idea of asking her cousin, a sculptor, for help. But first they need to turn Mariner into an Orion girl. Seeing the Orion pirate side of Tendi is a trip, but the fun wears off when Mariner turns back to normal and the Orions attack. Storyline B. Boimler is almost out of the Jeffrey tubes when Tom Paris decides to take the ship for a spin, igniting the engines and almost burning Boimler to a crisp. Storyline C. Rutherford approaches Shaxs and asks him his burning question when Cody beats him to it. The entire engineering department gasps in shock. Shaxs starts to cry. Billups scolds Cody, demoting him, and Rutherford changes his mind about asking that same question. However, the possibilities of how Shaxs came back are endless as they haunt Rutherford's mind.
That was funny. This whole section was hysterical from start to finish.
Yeah.
I mean, Mariner decided that she loves being a dominatrix.
Yeah.
with the leather and the green skin. She's like, I like this look. It was so.
When she sees Da'ani.
Oh yeah, she likes the muscles.
Ooh, bad boy. She's like, I didn't know you like bad boys. She goes, I like bad boys, bad girls, bad gender, non-binary babes, ruthless alien masterminds,
awesome.
bad bynars. We're like, okay, so Mariner's gender fluid.
Yes,
I loved that, but she ended with the bad bynars, and I'm just died when that happened because I can't even imagine what that looks like. I don't want to know what that looks like. But I mean, if she's into some freaky bynar shit, whatever.
That was hysterical. That whole part there was really, it had me in tears. And they go over and then they insult, and she's like, wait, you were a what? They called you the what?
The mistress of the winter constellations.
It's like, what? So apparently Tendi is a badass.
Well, it's
But
just
she's
the
not
Orion
comfortable
things.
with it.
Yeah, she's totally not comfortable, but she's really good at it.
Yeah.
And she kicked her cousin in the nuts.
She just beat the shit out of him.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
how you communicate.
oh my God. Oh, so remind me to never go without protection when we get some Orion women on board the ship.
Yeah, we need to get you some cups.
I just died when just talk like a pirate. And then Mariner actually talks like a pirate. And it was completely the wrong kind of pirate.
Yeah. Their eyes, Tendi's eyes just went wide open. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
She's like, oh shit, you're actually talking like a pirate.
I'm
No,
not
not like that.
pirate.
It's like, whoops, context.
That was funny. And he goes off and talks just flooding like, what are you talking like that?
Just blame it on the pheromones.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny because Tendi's like, there's so much stigma for Orions. Wait, my cousin works in a thieves' den in a pirate outpost.
That was so funny.
They've done that joke before and it worked just as good this time.
And Mariner's like, well, if you don't mind the optics, I'm cool with it, bitch.
That was so funny. It really, that was cute. I really liked that. And then Shaxs, of all people, you don't expect to break down in tears.
Right? How'd you die?
He's been through some stuff, man. You
It's
just
like-
can't ask a guy like that.
It's like,
Well,
how
when you
dare you?
When you go to the Black Mountain, I mean, you're bound to cry.
So it was like,
He's like, I'm having a flashback right now.
it was so bad. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's why they have counselors on ships. He needs to go talk to the crazy animal
Bird?
counselor guy.
To the bird guy?
The bird guy, yeah.
And then we have, what did you think when Paris finally makes it to the bridge?
Oh, well, Paris is great. It's just like,
And everyone fanboys.
yeah, totally. And then the captain's like, well, don't hit us up in the Delta Quadrant. But,
Oh, that was so bad.
It's funny.
But
And it was really his voice, wasn't it?
it was great.
Yeah.
It was totally
Yeah,
great.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, totally
Yeah.
Robbie.
That was so cool. He gets on board the ship and it's like, take her for a spin, and poor Boing
They're
Boing.
sitting there in the tubes and like, there's no reason at all someone would be turning on the engines right now, and he's crawling right through him, and it's Tom Paris is gonna kill him.
And then his plate talks to him. Was that this
Well,
section? Or was it
Yeah,
next?
that was next section, but that was
Okay.
after the fumes.
Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. I jumped ahead.
They put so much in one little section, though. It's amazing.
I know.
I loved they had a little transition between Boimler crawling through the Jeffries tube and then the camera shot pulls out. And I know it's animated cartoon, but it's still visually cool. The camera pulls out to Rutherford working with this T-88 on something. I thought that was a beautiful cinematic transition.
It was. It was nice. And it was also interesting that the makeup that they didn't know how long it was going to last for Mariner. Or all of a sudden it's like Blazing Saddles. Look, it's rubbing off.
And who knew Boimler knew how to do the worm?
Yeah, he sure did.
And he was crawling through the ship, literally.
He was getting out of there. And then, now the jig is up, literally, because now the Orion Syndicate realizes that Mariner, it's a fake. And she's got her.
I think, is that the next section? Because I had a note that said something about. Was it yelling that she was.
I think that might be the next one.
Oh,
wait.
Goodness.
Did I jump ahead again?
You
Just
may
like
have.
I'm
The
looking.
coffee did such a good job there.
Oh, yeah, that's the next one because this one is like it just attacks and like she's not, whatever. And then they like attack and then they haven't like done the whole attack.
That's how the next section officially
yeah,
starts.
because then they're chasing after and they're like, you're not the right
I
green.
apologize. Your coffee did such a great job that I'm like.
The time crystals work.
Stu steps ahead.
See, I add extra stuff to my coffee.
Yes, you did. And it was actually, that's the one thing you don't burn. So you are going to be our official coffee person.
Woohoo.
At least for me.
Did you hear that, Patrick? I'm going to give you your
official.
coffee from now on.
Thank God I don't drink
The
coffee.
fuck you are.
Come on, you'll like it.
I don't want to be tripping balls.
Your Voyager would love if you did that.
You'll be more fun if you're tripping balls.
Leave my probe out of my coffee.
Ew.
I guess we can go to the
Don't put
next
it in the
section unless
coffee.
anybody's got anything to say in this one.
That's so gross.
At least not when it's hot.
Oh, man.
Not too hot.
Let's see. Oh, did you guys know where Starbase Earhart is?
No.
Or where Starbase Earhart came from?
No.
Nope.
The Next Generation Tapestry. It's where we learn that a young Jean-Luc Picard.
Carol King was on in TNG?
I don't know.
I guess no one got that.
Carol King did a song
Tapestry.
called Tapestry.
No, an
one
album
of her
called
famous
Tapestry.
songs.
Oh, yeah, totally missed that. Whoosh, went over my head.
Wow. Bunch of uneducated morons I got working with me
Nobody-
here.
Oh, damn, you're not supposed to say that shit out loud. That's like an inside head kind of a thing.
And I'd be so glad if you were outside my door. So far
don't do that.
away.
Don't do that.
Also,
Yeah, well-
when Tendi and Mariner were playing Dom-jot with the Nausicaans, that also references the episode Tapestry.
Yeah, the Noxicans just prove just how evil they are. They really aren't in a good mood.
Tendy's
those guys.
really good as a player who doesn't really play that game. She really had one of those cool shots.
I think that there's a
She got
really
so lucky.
deeper, darker side that even what this thing hinted at on why she's the way she is now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
Well,
also-
she was a dominatrix at some point. Come on.
She was good at it too. Also, too, the fact that Mariner served on Deep Space Nine, they said that she.
that's right.
Yeah, they said that she broke Worf's. I
Metcalf.
forgot what it
Necklace.
was.
Matt,
Yes, thank you. But if that was the case, okay, that would put Mariner like serving on Deep Space Nine sometime after like 2372. And Worf arrived on Deep Space Nine on the Way of the Warrior about before 2375. So Worf leaves Deep Space Nine when What You Leave Behind. So it's like either way, like it was between like about 9 years or maybe 6 years or something before like Lower Decks season 2 when Mariner was like on Deep Space Nine and everything. And like when Worf was there. And I'm working with the numbers. Sorry.
But she was also on the Keto and then the Cerritos. So there's still two ships that we don't know about. Because she said that the Cerritos was her fifth ship.
Yeah.
The important thing is that Tendi had no idea of Mariner's past. And vice versa. So it's the whole point of the whole girls get together thing, you know? Get to know each other.
Yeah.
They can braid each other's hair now.
Right.
Oh, almost. Yeah, because there's still some working out to do. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. They had to woman up, so to speak.
They had a woman. They had Ovary Up.
Yeah, that was That was really kind of cool. I said Woman Up because it was like a show that I watched the other day when people say man up. And it's like, yeah, but that didn't solve anything. So you get a woman up because women talk stuff out.
I love the TV show The Magicians. And one of the characters on there says, Ovary Up, bitch.
Yeah, that is a cool show.
You got to ovary up. Love
Margot.
That.
It was probably Margot.
Margot's the best.
Or you can do what Betty White says. Betty White says, grow some balls. She said balls are just fragile and can be easily hurt. He says, what you got to do is you could say pussy up because that thing can take a pounding and keep going.
Exactly.
So
there you go.
God's bless, save Betty White.
I love me some Betty White.
Yeah, she's something
she's the
else.
Best.
Okay, I guess we can move to the next section now.
Aye, Captain. Act 3. All Cats Want. Storyline A. Mariner and Tendi barely escape the mob with their lives and half of the statue. During the trip home, they make up and Tendi will tell Tiana the truth, but Mariner thinks it's a horrible idea and tries to ram the Cerritos with the shuttle instead. It gently bounces off the shields, causing no damage at all. Mariner blames it on a bee, and Tendi apologizes to Tiana about the statue. But like any feline, Tiana only wants the box and not what was inside the box. Storyline B, the Cerritos traps Boimler in the Jeffrey tubes with both passages locked, nowhere to go, and gaseous fumes leaking that are making him hallucinate. High on life, Boim plays with the wires trying to escape. Frustrated, he smashes the plate on a panel, opening up and dropping Boimler onto the bridge. Because of his disheveled looks, Tom mistakes him for a Kazon and attacks. Storyline C. Rutherford catches the same turbolift that Shaxs does and finally gets his feelings off his chest. Then he asks the age-old question, how the fuck did you come back to life? The details greatly disturb Rutherford, changing him forever. Mariner then is sent to the brig for the shuttlecraft. Tendi and Rutherford share some Klingon acid punk music and Boimler arrives bruised, but at least now the ship recognizes him as part of the crew and he gets to have a drink with Tom Paris. He even signed his plate.
Did he sign this plate?
I think he said he signed his plate.
I think
Maybe he said he was going to sign his plate.
Going to sign it.
Oh, he was going to sign his plate. Okay, I thought he already signed it. I thought the plate like smashed, was in pieces, and he picked up the biggest piece and asked him to sign it.
No.
Okay.
No. but I think he will sign the plate eventually.
Okay.
But I like Mariner's explanation for what happened. Like, there was a bee in the shuttle. Like, there's a bee in outer space.
That's a great answer to the problem, right?
Right? Where'd the bee come from?
Okay. I just love that she's like, that was the clip that, she goes ramming speed. Like, ramming speed! I'm like, oh my God, it's happening right here?
I thought that was so funny.
Right up against the ship. It's like, and oh God, this is not going to go good. This is not going to go good. And it just goes, doink, doink. Damage report. There's no damage.
Oh, that was so cute.
Nothing.
That was so funny. She's doing everywhere. Go. Doink.
Yeah, it looked like a trampoline or little like two bubbles trying to hit each other.
That was awesome. I love that technique. It's one I'm going to keep in my record books in case I need to fake something.
And then she sticks to the story with Ransom. She sticks it with Ransom and she sticks to the story with Dr. Tiana. She's like, it was a bee,
Send the bee to the brig.
Yeah, she's not letting that go. She's got a bee in her bonnet. She's not letting it go.
Well, it shows you just how loyal she is to her friends. She's willing to spend time in the brig. Mind you, she likes being in the brig.
She likes being in the brig.
Yeah, but still, she was willing to do it to protect her and to give her an alibi.
Not to mention, it's not like they don't allow visitors. So she gets all of her friends there and they get to listen to music and play shit and shoot the shit and everything.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's just kind of like, it's like time out. It's like, go hang out in the corner. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go hang out in the corner.
And she drew like a princess castle on the wall.
Exactly.
The inside, which I thought was pretty funny, And then what was really cool is that, okay, Shaxs, you really want to know, Rutherford, what happens? And you see Rutherford's like, yeah, tell me. I don't care if it's going to blast my eyes. And then you see his eyes go through this big change. And he gets like little pinpricks in his pupil, and it does change him.
Mm-hmm. He got pricked in his pupil? What?
He got pricked and it changed him?
Pinpricks is because Shaxs
pricked him and it changed him?
Shaxs
You know, any pricking of that kind will just change a man permanently.
It did. He really wanted to know what the hell happened.
You know,
I want to know what would happen if I got pricked too.
Oh my God. You guys are just totally, thank goodness HR is not listening. Wow. Okay.
God, we're back on a tight beam.
Seriously.
Is the Black Mountain a movie? I thought it was a Brokeback movie. What are we talking about?
But his excitement is like, this will blast your mind and burn your soul. And you want to know? And Rutherford takes like a half a heartbeat and he goes, yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, he calculated it pretty quickly. It was like, yeah. Tell me.
And you've got to meet 5 different versions of your father, and then you got to eat the heart of one of them. It's like, yeah,
that was something I only caught when we were reading the subtitles. It's just like, wait, what?
It's like,
gotta eat your daddy's heart.
Whoa.
So he just wants to know because it's scientific depravity that's going to follow him all the rest of his life.
Dark truths about scientific depravity.
And it changes him. So I just thought that was so funny, you know. And then you get poor Boimler. He's starting to make a log, and the computer's like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't care.
The computer's got him so locked out, he can't do the most favorite wonderful thing he could ever do, a log.
And the plate talks to him. The plate's like, this is like, what are you doing? Don't destroy me.
I'm a little concerned that you think I'm a plate talking to you, but it could be the fumes.
Yeah, it could be the fumes. I also liked it when they said, nobody knows the Cerritos better than Brad Boimler. And then he like totally smacks his head like in the closing latch and everything.
That's kind of a reference to Scotty in Star Trek 5.
Yes, the Final Frontier.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I know this ship like the back of my hand. And then he turns around and like totally like
that bulkhead
runs into
I
it.
swear it wasn't that low. I swear it was a foot higher.
That was funny. This section was a mixture of excitement and funny. And the part that I really laughed to the point, I mean, unexpectedly laughed out loud, and I haven't done that in a long time, is when she gets the box and she's like, what's in the box isn't important. It's the box itself.
Yeah.
Then her eyes cartoon.
It was so much a cat thing.
She starts purring and opening and closing the lid and peeking out.
Oh my God. Have you seen that they made a GIF of that already? And it's a perfect GIF.
It was great.
Oh my God.
So perfect.
I laughed so hard. I had to rewind that scene because it was so unexpected. So unexpected. And then the reality hits. They went through all of that shit for nothing.
Yep.
So the Doc could hop in a box and play kitty cat.
All the cats want is just the box. They don't want what's inside the box.
They have found that if you make a square on the floor with tape, the cat will sit in it.
If you order something from Amazon and open the box and just leave it open lying, it's next thing you know, there's a cat in there. It doesn't take very long. It's like you barely got the thing out of it, and there's a cat in the box already.
I literally, like, when I order stuff from Amazon, I always keep one of the boxes so that the cats can play with it.
Yeah, it's like, don't throw that box out. No, that's for the cats.
And that's just not the small cats. They have stuff in the zoo where they get a refrigerator box.
Hilarious.
And tigers, as well as leopards, will climb into the box also. It's just something about boxes that they love. And I thought it was so funny where they showed a thing that says, we're going to do an experiment to see if this is right. They took tape, they took packing tape, and they taped a square on the floor, just a square, the outline of a square. And sure enough, cat comes, looks at it, and then gets right in the center of it. And then sits and curls up in the center of a taped square on the floor. It's like, it's the magic of the square.
So basically, if I'm ever trying to chase a cat, or if I have a cat in the tree that I need to get out, all I have to do is approach with a box and I'm golden.
Pretty much.
Just put the box down. And that would do it.
Rocket likes to chew on the corners of the box.
Oh.
And then Dresden will have the box on its side and will be his head and his front paws in the box, and he'll be scratching at it.
No, there's got to be a reason why they love the box. Who knows? But it was definitely a really, really good episode. I enjoyed this, and Mariner knows that you die with a lie. You die with the lie.
And Starship Security is something else. I mean, at one point, I'm pretty sure the computer would have said, your authorization is not recognized. Here, click on the picture with the Klingon cloak ship and have the grid of just, an empty picture.
What? Oh my God, that would have been so funny. It's like your captcha.
That was the next step.
Your captcha did not work. Try again. And then at the end, you think that, okay, I'm working, and he walks right into the wall, the bulkhead.
That's just like, that's not a door. A seam in the wall. Hello.
It's not even the door. It's like, oh, the poor guy. It's like you feel sorry for him, but he's just something else.
He really is.
It reminds me of how aggressive some of the subways are. I'm in San Francisco Bay Area, and our public transit train system is kind and gentle and relaxing. The station will stop at the station. You can casually stand up and walk to the door, and you're fine. And if you ride the subway in New York, you better be at that door before it opens, because it's going to close real fucking fast.
Yeah, it is. You got to be there.
So Starship doorways reminded me of that. And this instance is like super aggressive doors, like where, I mean, literally got his ass caught in the door. Just like, oh my God, let alone his fingers. That's painful too.
Yeah. The conductor does that to keep New Yorkers in shape. So he opens it up and he looks like, oh, there's a foot halfway out. Close the door.
Oh my God.
So
they need something to keep their amusement while they're doing that.
Well, you got a point. You know.
It's like, oh, look, there's that asshole again. Close the door.
It's just a schedule they're trying to keep. I think it's rather aggressive.
Oh, especially if you almost make it to the door and then they close it on you. You're trying your best to get to the door, you close, and then like a car up, you hear.
try to cram it open with your fingers, and it's already taking you to the next station.
Oh my God. It's we used to jump through the middle of the trains between the cars, and they yelled. It is dangerous, mind you. So listeners, never, ever, ever do that. But when you're young, dumb, and full of cum, you just think you can do everything. So you get between the cars, and we'd push our way through and stand on the thing and open the door and get in the car that way if they close the doors. But if that train jerked or something, you're going down between the cars, and that's not a fun way to end your day.
Oh, that's scary as fuck.
Yeah. So, but it's been done, and I have done it when I was younger.
Do it.
So, yeah, but don't ever do that. But this I thought was a very entertaining episode. We learned a lot about Tendi. We learned that there's a method that senior crew, apparently when you become a senior bridge crew, you have access to this regenesis thing. So, yeah. What did you guys think?
That means we can kill you and you'll come back?
I always come back.
Okay.
That answers that question.
So, but there's no telling how many times I've been back now.
Just like a herpes cold sore.
Oh, yes. Damn.
And I will ride your lips. Okay. So, what did you think of this week's episode? What's your rating there, Heather?
Oh, what did I give last week's rating?
You gave it an 8.
I'm going to give this an 8 too. Because I love me some Lower Decks.
It was really good. How about you, Pat? What would you give it?
I'm going to give it a 7. It was good. I enjoyed it.
It was. Rocky?
I'm giving it an 8. I really did enjoy it, but it's not my hard 9, because I wanted a little bit more of Tom Paris. They blew up the Tom Paris. I mean, his name's in the title. Yeah, exactly. Right. and I just love that, he got into a knockdown, drag out fight with Boimler of all people.
We want a hard 9 with Tom Paris.
That was
funny.
My God. Because he beat the crap out of Boimler.
He did.
It was funny as hell.
But it sounded like they kind of threw a little shade at it. It was like, oh, you're like the only person to get his ass kicked by Tom Paris.
That was funny.
No. Mariner said there's only a few people who've gotten their butt kicked by Tom Paris.
Okay, yeah, so few people, but it sounded like Tom doesn't beat people up very. Yeah, it sounded a little bit like a burn to me.
It did.
I'm trying to remember people Tom Paris beat up, and I can't remember anyone.
Well, he's not a fighter. He's a lover,
Well, the only time we saw him really fight was the Captain Proton thing.
Yeah, and he's he works on a Delta Flyer.
Yeah, he's a gearhead. I like Tom Paris as the gearhead.
Yeah,
I would have to give it my full 8.5. So I enjoyed it.
Centimeters?
Centimeters? That's not a rating system. What are you talking about? Oh, I see what you did there. Very funny. But the Dot didn't think it was funny. I should get him. No, we're going to keep him. We're not going to throw him out the airlock yet. So, but this was really, really cool. But now I'm going to ask for you to do the impossible. What's next week's episode?
It's not listed.
Well, how come you don't know yet?
Give him some time crystals.
I already looked. It's not listed yet.
We need a Guardian of Forever.
How can you not know? You're supposed to be able to do that.
It doesn't say in IMDb.
Why are you looking there?
Because.
Oh my God! Don't do that.
You just pegged engineering's needles. Thank you very much.
My headphones just jumped off my head. That's
Now look, Rocky's ears are bleeding. Thank you very much.
just stick a couple tribbles in; it'll be fine by morning.
I really enjoyed this week's episode. It was done quite well. They so far has been hitting it out the park, and everyone knows Heather's ratings. If Heather is giving it an 8, this is definitely something you should be watching. If you haven't watched Lower Decks yet, you need to. Mm-hmm. So thank you guys for pimping that dead hoe, and for
Dom.
Tom.
Hi, Dom.
And Dom. Sorry, Dom. Heather's coffee is getting in, for always joining. However, I will say that unfortunately, now when the premiere happens, I'm not going to be making it as often doing missions, and I don't have a signal from where I'm at to be able to get out to listen. I missed you guys on the premiere. I will try.
Does that mean I'm going to be captain of the ship more often?
Probably. You did a really good job. So
awesome.
There was no scratches or anything, just the galley.
Technically, if number one's not available, you're the next in rank.
And
I want to order like number one around. I want to give him orders and shit. Like, hey, Patrick, do shit.
You can't. You don't. No, I rank.
I have something over here I need you to clean up.
Well, Patrick will always outrank you because you smell pretty and Patrick is really rank. So he's going to really rank you.
Oh, jeez.
Outrank.
And I rank over you.
I was going to make a comment about ordering me around, but you know.
Hi-yo. That would be funny.
That's a whole nother
if she
episode.
walks into engineering spray painted, green, and she's got dominatrix stuff on.
That's some cosplay happening.
You're pretty much going to be in trouble. So,
yep, I would wear a cup.
I would wear 2 of them because she's got strong legs.
Yeah, and boots with pointy toes.
Yes. So thanks everybody for joining us. Make sure that you watch for us on starfleetunderground.com. You get all of our links, show notes, and pictures. Also is our Patreon. And if you're already a Patreon member, thank you very much. And if you're not a Patreon member, you're a cheap bastard because it's only $1 a month. I mean, oh my God, you spend more at Starbucks. You can do that to help us keep the Tribbles neutered. And if I insulted you and you feel you're not going to do it on purpose, then the next week we're going to have the show in Thermite from Galaxy Quest. And all you're going to hear is the entire show. So please go ahead and join us on that.
You mean that's not how they hear it now?
Unless the translator broke.
Okay.
Did the translator broke?
Okay.
I think they were going to have to readjust it. I had a note from the Klingon last week that a lot of our words just sound like we're calling people buttocks the whole show. So
buttocks.
Yeah.
Buttocks.
We need to look at that. And
that sounds like a minion.
Yeah, it kind of was. He was confused on that. So yeah,
well,
and
the buttocks minions are way better than the dicks minions.
And the Orions were like, "Why do you your whole show talking about mothers?" But it wasn't, so we need to fix that. Okay. God. Thanks everybody for joining us. Please come back again next week for another exciting episode of Starfleet Underground when you can see us really tear into each other even more. So damn it, we're gonna have to fix it. We've lost. The translator is really gone because I don't have any idea of what's going on with it.
Oh,
what happened was.
So
and make it so. Just say make it so.
So I'm trying to. So just don't. Wait, come on, damn it. Hold on, I can adjust it. All right, here we go. Just don't have a great week, but make it so.
And if you can, support the show by going to patreon.com/Starfleet Underground. Lots of perks to choose from, and you might even like some of them. Starfleet Underground, beaming into a podcast feed near you. Log on to our website at starfleetunderground.com and send your comments and questions to thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Follow us on Twitter at StarfleetUnderG and on Facebook and Instagram, we're Starfleet